Good evening. Reuters, April 19th, 2022. U.S. will no longer enforce mask mandate on airplanes, trains after court ruling. Washington, Chicago, April 18th. The Biden administration will no longer enforce the U.S. mask mandate on public transportation after a federal judge in Florida, go figure, on Monday ruled that the 14-month-old directive was unlawful, overturning a key White House effort to reduce the spread of COVID-19. So, thinking about this mandate and seeing that in this old dictionary from the 1700s, mandate, a judicial command of a king or his justices to have anything done for dispatch of justice. Does a mask mandate have to do with justice or something to do with the concern of uh, the medical situation of individuals or how people's can be sick because of a virus. I don't think this is something to mandate. But from the Constitutional Daily, constitutional issues related to COVID-19 mask mandate, requirements to wear face masks in the fight against COVID-19 are back in the news after some political leaders have mandates requiring or banning masks in certain situations. So what are the core constitutional issues in these mask controversies? I'll put these links down below. But in terms of the federal government and mask mandates, Congressional Research Services guidance includes that the ability of the president or Congress to mandate mask wearing is similar to the federal government's limited power to mandate a vaccine, which again, the vaccine is not a vaccine. They changed the definition of a vaccine to include a gene manipulation drug. Pretty amazing. Anyway, the Congressional Research Services also wrote that the federal Constitution precedents made it unlikely that the federal government could issue a national mask wearing mandate that applies to the states. And the 10th Amendment anti-commandeering provisions bar the federal government from commandeering or requiring state officers to carry out these federal directives. So if I go to this Congressional Research Service from August 6, 2020, could the president or Congress enact a nationwide mask mandate? Well, as coronavirus disease of 2019 cases continue to rise in the United States, the Centers for Disease Control has called Americans to wear non-medical cloth face masks in public settings. But here's the thing. There are no existing federal laws that explicitly address mask wearing for public health purposes. So if there's no federal laws, and if the 10th Amendment says the power is not delegated to the United States by the Constitution nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. So there's no constitutional power to create a law to force us to do something we don't want to do regarding anything that's not harming somebody else physically. And there actually has never been any proof of, what was it, my girlfriend in Germany saying that a friend of hers doctor told her, you're guilty if you go to work and somebody gets sick. Well, can you literally prove that a virus went from you to somebody else? There's no proof of that unless they put you in a bubble. So it's really an amazing thing. But I think the Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution, stating the Congress shall have the power to lay and collect excise taxes, duties, imposts, and excises to pay for the debts and provide for the common defense and general welfare of the United States. I think we really need to have that defined. I think it's time that we actually create another amendment and the people demand that another amendment is created to define what general welfare is. And I think back then, considering everything else was to limit federal power, why would they put something in there that would allow them to create any law for any power? So if the 10th Amendment is the powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. So that's our choice to choose whether we want to wear a mask or not. But this has got to be something we got to define once the constitutional conservative Republicans take control of the House at the end of the year. We've really got to push for a definition of what that to fill in that hole in the Constitution with a new amendment to define what the general welfare of the states are. If it is only to be the condition of trade, because in that same Article 1, Section 8, it's talking about to regulate commerce with foreign nations, which is outside of the states, with Indian tribes, which is with them by the states, as well as among the several states. Not in the states. Commerce is trade, and among is between. So government only has the ability to regulate, make regular, not define every last little detail of what is being created in a state or handled within a state. Um, we've got to really define this so that this stuff doesn't happen again. Thank you and have a good evening. Talk to you later.